Carwarp, Australia, a 6-hour drive inland from Melbourne. Here you will find an intriguing new project for harnessing energy from the sun. Australian company RayGen is tackling a problem that faces all solar farms: the fact that the sun has a temperamental personality. It can give us too little or too much of a good thing. So can this technology be a game changer in the global shift to renewable energy? Let's find out. Unsurprisingly, solar power is big in places like Australia, where the sun shines brightly day after day. Despite that, solar still only makes up 12% of the country's total energy generation. Looking at the global picture, renewables accounted for 29% of electricity generation in 2021, but according to the International Energy Agency, that figure needs to pass 60% by 2030 if we are to stand any chance of achieving net zero emissions by 2050. With solar, one of the big challenges in scaling up has always been linked with its variability. Sadly, the sun is not a tap you can simply turn on and off. That's why solar farms and grids include storage capacity. Often that's lithium-ion batteries, but they can be expensive and degrade over their lifetimes. Counterintuitively, solar facilities can also face a problem when they receive too much sun in a short space of time. In places where the sun is particularly ferocious in the middle of the day, electricity generation can threaten to overpower the grid, and solar farms have to pay for that excess energy to be diverted. RayGen's solution to the sun's mood swings is a hybrid approach. They capture solar energy at high efficiencies, then store any excess energy in water in the form of heat, or more accurately, a temperature difference between two pools of water. Here's Kira Rundell, a materials scientist and engineer, to explain more.
RayGen has a unique approach to both solar energy generation and long-duration energy storage. On the solar side, we use a field of smart, autonomous mirrors to track the sun over the course of the day and the year, focusing light onto a central receiver. Within that receiver, we have an array of RayGen-made photovoltaic modules. I've got one here as an example. Now, these modules are unique because we're utilizing multi-junction solar cell technology borrowed from the satellite industry. And these cells are incredibly robust and double the efficiency of regular silicon solar cells. So the way that the solar works is we operate under up to 1,000 times the concentration of one sun, generating an incredibly bright but also hot beam of energy. Now, about a third of that energy is directly converted into electricity via the photoelectric effect using these multi-junction solar cells. And the remaining 2/3 of energy is captured in the form of hot water used to actively cool the cells during operation. That hot water then forms the basis of our storage technology. We store energy in the form of a temperature difference between two pits of water. The first is 90-degree water, which we've made by operating our solar technology. And the second pit stores 0-degree water, which we produce via an electric industrial chiller that's located on site. And we can run that chiller either using electricity imported from the grid or via our solar during the middle of the day. And so that 90-degree temperature difference stored in those two pits represents an enormous amount of potential energy. And the way we convert that back into electricity on demand is via an organic Rankine cycle. Now, you can think of this as similar technology to the steam turbine, except that instead of water as the working fluid, we use ammonia because it has a boiling point below 90 degrees. So 90-degree water from our hot pit is used to boil ammonia, and as that ammonia vapor rises, it expands through a turbine, creating synchronous electricity on demand. The 0-degree water from the cold pit is then used to condense that ammonia back into a liquid in a closed loop cycle. So we don't consume any ammonia or any water in the process. And we're generating synchronous generation, which supports the grid on demand when the grid needs it.
RayGen's Carwarp facility has been exporting solar energy to the grid since July 2022, and the plant is close to becoming fully operational. Looking to the future, for this type of solar tech to scale, one of the challenges is that concentrated photovoltaics, CVP, is still relatively young compared with conventional solar farms. It can have higher upfront costs, and installations and maintenance can be more fiddly. Also, because these facilities work by concentrating light onto small solar cells, they rely on direct sunlight. Now, that may be plentiful in places like Australia, North Africa, and the southwest US. But as Brits like me know, not everywhere is blessed with such conditions. Despite the challenges, RayGen encourages investors to look at the additional financial opportunities of CVP and its long-term benefits.
RayGen solution is flexible and can be modified to suit an energy customer's needs. Our system offers over 24 hours of bulk storage and has the flexibility to act as either a generator or consumer of electricity. For example, suppose the grid requires bulk storage due to an oversupply of intermittent solar in the middle of the day. RayGen's technology can consume this electricity to charge up the storage, freeing up capacity in the grid. Conversely, the system can act as a generator, dispatching electricity when needed. Our clients will best utilize the electricity market and will have the capacity to participate in capacity and grid service markets, providing stability to the grid and diversifying their revenue streams.
Discover more about RayGen's novel approach to solar power on the Physics World website.